Hi everyone, and welcome to my recap of week 2 of GPC States prep. This was the week of the 15th of June and it was a lot better than last week. So let's take a look. So let's take a look at my bench for this week. So this session felt much better than it did last week. We left the weight the same for my first session of the week. So it was 50 kilos and we dropped the reps down from 8 to 7 reps with the aim for me to get through all of the sets without needing to stop. So it moved a lot better. The grip feels a bit foreign. It is my comp grip. So it's becoming increasingly more obvious as I'm training that a wider grip is definitely going to be better for me going forward. When it came to Spoto press, we dropped the weight back to 40 kilos with the same aim as my main working set. Hit the reps, managed to get through it without skipping any reps or having any issues with being able to straighten my arm. So I'm really pleased with how these moved this week. They were about an RPE like 5 and they were supposed to be RPE 8. So that to me was a really good sign. My second session of the week was deadlifts and my sumos felt really good. I had been battling a headache all day. I think just due to the change in weather, I had a pretty severe headache just over my left eye. And on my last set, I was wobbling a little bit at the top, I think just due to that headache and getting a bit dizzy. But overall, the reps moved really well. The weight still felt fairly light. It was only 105 kilos. So really stoked with how they are feeling going forward. I was still focusing on really making it a more continuous movement, and by the time I got to my 4th set, which is the set that I'm going to show you, these were moving better but still not quite how I want them to be moving. So hopefully next week these will feel a bit better and the movement will be closer to what I'm trying to achieve. My third session of the week was my wider grip bench, and I was informed over the weekend that I have not read my program correctly. These were supposed to be 2 count pauses and I wasn't really pausing them at all. So I'm very sorry to Joel for not reading my program correctly, and I will try to do better. But these are feeling heaps better, being perfectly honest. The grip feels much more natural to me. I am finding that I'm not flaring my elbows as much and that I'm staying more tucked in like I should be. So this is very likely going to become my competition grip going forward, and we'll make that decision over the next couple of weeks. dumbbell bench this week was the same weight as last week. That front shoulder niggle has been still present, but not too bad, but it was bad enough that I wasn't able to do my pec minor dips that I showed in my first week of training. These dumbbell bench, I could feel it through this front part of my shoulder and into my bicep. Not too sure what's going on there. I did have some work done on Saturday around the back of the shoulder, but I do think that I need some more work done through this front part here, just to try and loosen it up a bit more. My final session of the week was my squats, and I decided to torture myself and do them at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning before my chiro appointment. This was great being back on the competition mono, just getting my feel for my foot positioning on the platform as we've moved locations since I last competed on it. And it's been nearly a year or over a year actually, since I've used the AMFX Cobra mono, which is a forward-facing mono. So it feels a bit different when you unrack and when the arms swing out. So that's gonna be my focus over the next few weeks, is really getting familiar in that mono again. I'm already comfortable on the Goliath bar. The Goliath bar I've been using for a couple of years now. I used it in Adelaide when I was in Adelaide and been training on it regularly at Rucci's over the last few months. My pause squats this week, I managed to find depth. I kind of was just like, stuff it and sank them. I know that I was supposed to be an inch below depth, but it was better for me to make sure that I was well below rather than just that inch below. So getting more comfortable with just hitting depth more consistently, pausing them slightly at the bottom, and just really getting comfortable feeling the weight on my back. They were only 60 kilos. We did drop the weight back so that I could find depth easier. So going to see how they move over the next week. So that wraps up my training recap for week 2 of GPC States. Make sure to hit subscribe, give me a like, give me some feedback on the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.